This past Friday night, Medellin Mayor Daniel Quintero, along with the Metropolitan Police and the ICBF, launched an operation in Parque Lleras to stop the exploitation of minors. Follow along.
You're watching DC-born Rob, Racing Borders. And now, the news.
Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located. Thanks for watching. My name is Rob Christian, also known as DC-born Rob, DC Rob, or you can just call me Rob. Again, this video is about the mayor of Medellin, Daniel Quintero, doing a walkthrough of Parque Lleras along with his numerous police forces or police organizations with the goal of stemming the tide of underage women and I guess kids of all boys and girls underage for coming up to Parque Lleras. This is supposedly because there's a trafficking line that between Choco and Medellin that has been established. So let me read two stories on this just to give you a gist as to what's going on. And remember, don't play around with kids down there. If you haven't seen my videos in the past and you start messing with kids, you're on your own. Don't call me. You get hemmed up in a situation like that, don't call me. I'm gonna tell you now, you on your own and deal with that crap. And matter of fact, they need to lock your ass away and do away with the key. My thoughts only. It's only my opinion, but don't come here asking for help in this situation. Anyway, let's jump into the first story. Okay. This first story is from Minuto 30. It's entitled Mega Operation Against the Exploitation of Minors in Parque Lleras. During the operation, they carried out 30 checks on hotels and commercial establishments in this sector. So they're cracking down on businesses and anybody else who is part of this crap. The Medellin Mayor's Office, in coordination with the Metropolitan Police and the ICBF, carried out an operation on Friday night in the vicinity of Parque Lleras with the aim of protecting children and adolescents who are being instrumentalized or abused in this El Poblado area. The operation allowed the transfer for protection of 11 minors and the apprehension of 2 more for falsifying a public document. During the operation, in addition, 30 controls were carried out on hotels and commercial establishments in this sector in order to verify if actions of exploitations of minors were being carried out in these places. And there was a temporary suspension of economic activities in 4 of these places, meaning they shut down these businesses. 15 people were also individualized. 5 bladed weapons were seized. The authorities imposed 43 subpoenas by the National Security and Coexistence Code, and the vehicle and a cell phone were recovered. We were in these sectors making intervention plans, and with all the institutional offer of the administration recovering spaces, generating tranquility and security. In our plans, the sector is one of those prioritized by the mayor's office, said the Undersecretary of Operations of the Secretariat of Secretary and Coexistence, Colonel Omar Rodriguez. In the operation, controls were also made on bad parking in order to penalize drivers who were violating the norm on the roads in this sector, also making it difficult for pedestrians to pass. 42 subpoenas were imposed for traffic violations, in addition to the immobilization of 10 vehicles and 4 motorcycles. Okay, the next story is from El Colombiano. It's entitled, From Parque Lleras, they rescued 11 minors who are being sexually exploited. So this is going on, guys. Come on now. When you step outside these places, stop picking up these girls on the street. And if they look young, dude, I don't care. ID alone, you see they caught 2 of them with fake IDs. You got to be crazy to be on the street picking up. If you leave, man, anyway, let me read this story. From Parque Lleras, they rescue 11 minors who are being sexually exploited. 15 people are also individualized for bladed weapons were seized. So keep in mind, they're carrying blades. So anybody you deal out there with got a blade on them. You got a blade on you? They got a blade. Okay. Just keep this in mind, okay? Authorities from the capital of Antioquia carried out an operation on Friday night to protect children and adolescents who are being exploited or abused in El Poblado. It says in a statement, the Medellin Mayor's Office maintained that in coordination with the Metropolitan Police and the ICBF, it carried out a procedure in the vicinity of Parque Lleras. The action allowed the transfer of protection of 11 minors and the apprehension of 2 more for falsifying a public document. That could be IDs, okay? We have detected networks that traffic minors and women who are being exploited and deceived, brought from Choco with their children to beg, perform sexual dances for foreigners, and in many cases, take them to motels and hotels in this sector. We are going to recover Lleras Park. For a long time, it has been believed that it was already lost and there was nothing to do with it. Just as we recovered Plaza Botero, we are going to recover Lleras, said the mayor of Medellin, Daniel Quintero. And if you didn't know, Parque Botero has been segregated. They put a fence around that area, around the statue, so you can't just roam in and out. And when they took over that and kicked people out, there was a lot of blades and weapons and stuff found in there, drugs, of course, because you know it's all down there. But at least you can look at the statues now without knowing somebody going to run up on you, okay? At least that's there. But they did segregate it, so there's some issues. I'm not trying to get involved in their local politics, whether or not to block it off or not. But now it's for tourists to come roaming through, not for those who are just hanging out and, may want to cause you harm. Anyway, it says, during the operation, in addition, 30 controls were carried out on the hotels and commercial establishments in this sector in order to verify the actions of exploitation of minors who are being carried out in these places, and economic activities were a temporary suspension of 4 of these places. So they did shut them down for I don't know for how long. 15 people were also individualized. 5 bladed weapons were seized. The authorities imposed 43 subpoenas by the National Security and Coexistence Code, and the vehicle and cell phone were also recovered. It says, we were in these sectors making intervention plans, and with all the institutional offer and the administration recovering spaces, generating tranquility and security. In our plans, this sector is one of those prioritized by the mayor's office, said the Undersecretary of Operations of the Secretariat for Secretary and Coexistence, Colonel Omar Rodriguez. In addition to these agencies, such as the Government, Social Inclusion, Family and Human Rights and Mobility Secretariats, 150 uniformed police officers also participated, including Carabineros, Sinjin, CPOL, Surveillance Police, and Children and Adolescents. We carry out operational activities to restore the rights of boys and girls who are in a deplorable state. In addition to these, review of public establishments to generate security for citizens and tourists, said Lieutenant Colonel Jose Fonseca. For the merchants of this sector of Comuna 14, this presence of institutional framework will also allow to once again trust the Lleras Park. In addition to the increase in circulation for those streets, that will translate into better income and more employment in the area. This is the real recovery of Parque Lleras that has been lost a few years ago. We love that you are here doing self-regulation, because this is a matter of co-responsibility. These activities are welcome so that the change can be seen from now on. The executive director of Coropollas, Nelly Garcias. In the operation controls, they are also made on bad parking in order to penalize drivers who are violating the norm on the roads in this sector, also making it difficult for pedestrians to pass. 42 subpoenas were also imposed for traffic violations, in addition to immobilization of 10 vehicles and 4 motorcycles. So just so you know, there's another story of Mayor Quintero, and just like they did to Parque Botero and put the fence up around it so only tourists can come in and out, I think they're trying to do the same thing in Parque Lleras also. Not the fence around the park, but more so to stop cars from driving through all the streets in Parque Lleras. And that means all the way up towards Provenza. Like Provenza's already blocked off. The streets are already blocked off. A couple of the streets are blocked off in Lleras. That one street to get to it from 10th over to the park. And then that side where they have little, they sell little trinkets and stuff like that. But it looks like they're trying to stop car traffic from going through all the streets there. I'm not sure what the reasoning is. I'll read that story in a little bit and just brush up on it. But if you're down there messing with kids, it's over for you. It's over for you. I hope they catch you. I hope they string you up and do whatever. If anybody is down there, and even on a humble, you pick somebody off the street and it comes out and come to find out they're underage. That's on you. That's on you. Don't mess with kids. Don't mess with kids. Anyway, that's all for today. Hey, travel, but travel safe.
Dating in Colombia can be confusing for foreign men. Plus, dating in Colombia can be outright dangerous. With Chica Check, you can date with confidence by screening your date first for past issues. Visit chicacheck.co and create your free account today.
Headed to Medellin, Colombia? See my guy Andres with Nomad Travel for safe airport pickups and drop-offs and tours. Contact information in the description below. If you're in Medellin and you need dental work done, from a basic cleaning to major reconstructive surgery, come see my guy, Dr. Carlos Mori. Contact information in the description below. Join me on social media. I am dcbornrob official on Instagram. I am dcbornrob official 1 on TikTok. I am dcbornrob O on Twitter. Don't be like this guy right here.
You're just so stupid. I had to send you a video to let you know that you're so stupid.
That's right. Don't be like this guy right here. Join me on social media.